The Beacon of Peace Charity Check Presentation Dinner brought together charities, civic leaders, and volunteers from across the region. A night designed not only to celebrate fundraising achievements, but to recognize the people and partnerships behind them. Taking place beside the historic Mubarak Mosque in Islamabad, Tilford, guests gathered to reflect on a year of service and humanitarian work. The evening opened with reflections on the history and spirit of the site, setting the tone for the celebration ahead.
Welcome to the Masroor Hall next to the beautiful Mubarak Mosque. The site that you are on has been the home to a house of peace and a house of worship for more than 40 years. More than 73,000 congregational prayers have been performed here during these 40 years. Prayers for compassion, prayers for peace, prayers for harmony, prayers for service of our community, and prayers that we can fulfill our duties to our Creator.
The focus of the evening was the Beacon of Peace initiative, an organization built entirely on volunteer effort and a long tradition of charitable giving. Its leadership reminded guests of the founding principles that have guided the charity's work for 4 decades.
Beacon of Peace was founded to serve humanity and has been serving communities since our very first charity walk, actually, here in Tilford, exactly 40 years ago. It is a charity whose purpose is truly altruistic. What distinguishes us that we do so because serving humanity, regardless skin color, nationality, or faith, is central Islamic teaching and practice.
From local community projects to humanitarian work abroad, the charity has built a reputation for directing every donation straight to the causes it supports. With thousands of volunteers and no administrative deductions, the organization says it is able to maximize the impact of every pound raised.
We are supported by more than 7,000 volunteers, and we pay no salaries to any organizer or team member. What we raise is distributed in full to all charitable purposes. We have supported more than 700 UK charities and partners locally and nationally. We have funded and built 3 new hospitals in Africa: an eye hospital, a maternity hospital, and a general hospital, which provides round the clock care to some of the poorest people on planet.
Among the many beneficiaries this year were organizations working with young people, families, and vulnerable groups. One charity explained how the funding directly supports young adults facing some of life's toughest transitions, those leaving the care system and beginning life on their own.
This is an amazing help to our mission. The funds that we've raised as part of taking part in the walk and the contribution that you've made will be going towards helping young people who are moving out of local authority care, having to make their own way in the world without that family network of support that others would have. So it's going to make a massive difference.
As guests reflected on the evening, many noted that the sense of hospitality and community spirit was just as impactful as the financial support. The warmth shown by volunteers, some of whom had been working throughout the day, left a lasting impression on those attending.
I'm absolutely blown away by the volunteers here. It is fantastic what you can mobilise together. So a huge thank you to everybody for tonight's event, but also for the whole walk event, and every time I come, for making us feel really welcome.
Throughout the night, civic leaders highlighted the broader impact events like this can have, not just raising funds, but building social cohesion and strengthening relationships between communities, charities, and local authorities.
One of the things that I've seen this year being High Sheriff of Surrey is collaboration and cooperation between people makes society so much better. And one thing, you're going around the country and the county and seeing all the various charities and voluntary groups, a lot of them doing good things, but a lot of them working in isolation, in silos. And I think if we can encourage people to come together, as you've done on this evening tonight, and to work together and learn from each other, it's for everyone's benefit.
Leaders from neighboring districts shared similar reflections, emphasizing how the Beacon of Peace message resonates far beyond the event itself.
I think it's wonderful because I think it brings people together. It shows also the wider public what the Ahmadiyya Muslim community stands for. And I think people will leave here with a very positive message.
The night closed with a message of hope, a reminder that even in challenging times, collective action and compassion can still create real change.
It is lovely to see so many different charities here. I know that some of the gifts that have been given this evening may be small in number, but they come from a very large heart. They come from a very good space, and it is our hope and endeavor that these little efforts will hopefully one day serve the community in a very positive way so that a large number of people will benefit from it.
The Beacon of Peace Charity Check Presentation Dinner once again demonstrated the power of community, not only through the money raised, but through the spirit of unity and service that inspired it.